Hello. I am super excited to be here to talk about one of the things that I believe is so important to discuss, and that is stress in the hair industry, as a hairstylist. If you're working in some kind of a beautician work, I think one of the things that a lot of people are teaching you when it comes to working as a hairstylist is that we should cram so much into our days. We should do so much, and we should perform at our very best as a stylist, at the highest level, and just cram everything into our day, and not really thinking of what are the consequences of actually adding too much into our schedule. Double booking clients, working too long hours, not having room to do our marketing, not having room to actually care for ourselves, and not having room to just having a breather and perform, and not actually asking, if I am putting so much into my schedule, how does that actually affect me as a person? How does it affect my body? And what kind of effect does it actually have on my private life? So if you're cramming too much into your day in the salon, and you are trying to create amazing hair for your clients and really pushing your schedule, what happens when you are finished for the day? In what way does that actually impact you when you leave the salon? How does that affect when you are actually going home and hanging out with your family, hanging out with your friends? What kind of energy levels do you have? And how does that actually affect your general life in general? Because I truly think that we need to start to look at, if I'm doing all of these things in my business, what kind of impact does that actually have on me? And my goal now is to actually help you to look at, how can I reduce stress from my everyday life? How can I reduce stress from the work that I'm doing in the salon? Because I want you to have balance between your work life and your private life, and find some kind of a calm way of running your business and living your best life as possible as you can. Because at some point, if you are truly pushing yourself and you're truly like cramming in, double booking, working too long hours, and I know it can be hard to say no when someone is actually shaking money in front of you, and it can be hard to actually say no to that client. And And especially if it is clients that have been you for some time, and it then can be also hard to actually say, no, I cannot squeeze you in, or no, you have to wait this long amount of time before I can actually help you. And that comes back to boundaries as well. So this live stream today is all about removing stress out of your life. And I'm going to talk to you about and share a framework to remove stress out of your hairstyling business, to remove stress out of your life, and find a more balanced way of living. Because if you can find more balance into your life and not feeding into the stress, feeding in that you have to do, the more balance you can actually have in your life, the better you will be at actually helping the clients that you have that day in the salon, and you will enjoy the services and you will enjoy your clients even more. And also you will be able to enjoy your time out of the salon, because we're not just, even if our clients think that we're only living for them, we still have to have a life outside of our business. And I want you to enjoy that. I want you to enjoy your life to the fullest. So if you want to learn this framework, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you are watching the replay, please let me know in the comments that you are here, and if you are interested in learning this framework. I see that you are interested, and I really hope that you want to join me in revolutionizing the way that we are working in the beauty industry into a more holistic way of working. After suffering burnout, I'm interested. That's awesome. So first of all, I want you to take out a pen and paper and make some notes. You can either do this now, or you can wait and watch the replay and do this. But what I want you to do is to have a piece of paper and draw a line in the middle. So if you have a piece of paper, I want you to draw a line in the middle. And on the top part, I want you to write, these are the things that are draining me. And then I want you to do a brain dump of writing out every single thing that is actually draining you. And it can be things that are draining you at this very moment, that are draining you, have been draining you for like the past 6 months. But I want you to be 100% honest with yourself, because you're doing this exercise for yourself. And in order for us to shift things, we need to understand ourselves in a better way. So do a brain dump on every single thing that you feel is draining you, that is stressing you out, that feeds you negativity. So anything that you feel is making you tired or drained, put it down. And in the second piece of paper, your job is to write down a brain dump of every single thing that actually lifts you up. And I want you to come back to this paper over like the next 24 hours and write really, really, truly connect with yourself and write down everything that is coming up, both from the positive and from the negative. And then I want you to take a little piece of moment for yourself and actually look at the full list of the things that you feel is draining, all the things that you feel is taking energy out of you or is negative in any way, and look at that and see, is there anything that you can circle that you can actually remove and say no to out of your life already today? So circle everything that you can actually remove. And then I want to question you. So maybe you do a circle on the things that you can remove and then do a square around the things that you can change in some way. The interesting thing is that when we are doing a brain dump like this and actually looking at everything that has a negative impact on our lives, that is draining, or things that you feel is not working for you. And it actually is okay to write out people that you feel is draining, clients that you feel is not having a positive impact on your life, everything that you feel that doesn't fit into my life at this very moment. The easier it actually is for you to actually understand when you're looking at this from another perspective. When you see it on the paper and you look at it, you will actually have an understanding of, oh, does this have such huge impact on me? Because if you are just thinking or feeling that I feel overwhelmed, I feel stressed, I'm burnt out, we have to go to the source, and the source is you. And it's all about exploring yourself, looking at what is it that actually is taking energy out of me. So circle the things that you can just say goodbye to, and then square the things that you can create a change. Maybe you can, there is some kind of work that you are doing that you can actually give to someone else. Maybe you can delegate some things. Maybe you can make a change in some way. And then I want you to look at these and see, what strategy can I put into place to change the things that I need to change? In what way can I break up with the negative clients that maybe are draining you? And how can you remove things out of your life? And stress usually comes from that we are taking on too much in some way. And we do not leave room for finding a new way of working and living. And I know that, and I have experienced this, and I'm feeling this over and over again, that we're living in a society now that is filled with information. And there is actually a thing called information overload. And it's full of distractions. Just ask yourself, how long can you actually listen to these advice before you turn away? if you cannot listen more than a few minutes, then you're probably stuck in this overwhelm of too much information, too much that is actually distracting you and pulling your energy to different directions like this. And we have to look at, okay, if you are seriously stressed out, it is only you that can take action and actually do the exercise and looking at what is the things that are actually draining me. What are the things that are stressing me out? What are the things that feels negative to me? And looking at that from the perspective of how can I remove things? How can I change things? And it is hard to maybe break up with a few people or remove people out of your life or change habits that you're doing over and over and over again. And I lost my train of thought. Change can be super hard. Shifting things can be struggling for us. And we need to find the way of actually looking at the things that feels heavy. And when you have actually put strategies into place for you to actually remove the things that are draining, maybe there are things that you're doing in your life that you can delegate. And I also want to push the idea of when you are working in the service industry as a hairstylist, it's super easy to say yes to everything. And it can actually be hard to say, hey, this is too much for me. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? So ask yourself, even in your private life, if there are things that are too stressful for you at home, you cannot be at everywhere all times, in what way can you actually ask for help? Maybe you need an hour alone every week just to fill yourself up with energy. How can you get that time? By asking someone for help. If you have younger kids, is there someone that can actually help you to take the kids just for 1 hour so that you can do something for yourself that actually fills you up with energy? And if you're looking at the list of the things that were actually giving you energy, positive energy, how can you make sure that you're scheduling in some of these things or some of these people on a regular basis so that you are actually lifting yourself up and filling yourself up with energy? So don't be afraid to actually ask people for help. And if you are burnt out, ask yourself, in what way have your body been sending you warnings? When have there been points on your journey where you have actually said yes to something that you should have said no, and maybe you have felt something in your body? Maybe your body has given you a warning sign. What warning sign has that been? Have there been a feeling within yourself? Or have you afterwards had a reaction to your within your body of what has happened? And the more you can get an understanding of, my body gives me warning signs in this way, then you'll also have an idea of how your body is actually responding to things. How is it that your body is telling you, like, enough is enough? Working as a hairstylist, you probably know there are days that are super draining for you, and there are days that are super uplifting for you. Do you know how you should set yourself up in the morning and how you should book your clients throughout the day and what time you should end? So when should you start and when should you end? How should your schedule look like? What kind of food do you need in the morning? What kind of food do you need throughout the day? And when do you need to be finished at the end of the day? What is that kind of successful day look like? So what does a successful day look like that's not stressful? Maybe you are the kind of person that cannot handle clients back to back to back, and you feel stressed. You don't have time to take that after photo, or you're getting stressed because your next client is waiting. Or maybe there is the situation that your client is bringing their full family, with animals, with everything. Understanding if that stresses you out, what kind of boundaries do you need to set up in your salon? What is okay? And how do you need to set up your full day with clients? If it is that you need 15 minutes or half an hour in between clients and your day is longer, and maybe you need 1 hour of lunch break, or you're the person that only needs tiny gaps, or maybe you work better with all the clients back to back to back to, and work a shorter period of time. And then I want to ask you to actually remind yourself that all the work that you're doing, book